Hey, I wanted to give a quick thanks and shout out to Don Whitaker. I appreciate you watching my videos and all your comments and your support. Have a good day. So there, Lulu. How's everybody today? I have an interesting story to tell. Sure was a surprise for me. Today is Monday, June 3rd, 2019, and I am still in Edinburg, Texas, waiting around for my delivery appointment in the morning. I spent the night at the Loves and got up there this morning and got a shower, all that stuff, and I was sitting in the truck and I felt the truck move side to side, which I often do. This is like a big sailboat, and any little bit of wind makes the truck shake, and so I didn't think anything of it. And it happened again probably 30 minutes later. And again, I didn't think much of it. Then I went back in to get something to eat, and I called Rosetta, and I was talking to her in the truck stop. And then I came back and got in the truck, and it's like 100 degrees, so I was idling the truck for air conditioning, and I was watching Netflix in the sleeper. And the truck required a regen. It always happens when I idle it, so I'd hit the regen button on the dash, and the truck idled up to 1100 RPMs and starts blowing smoke out, and it stinks, and it lasts for like a half hour. But anyway, so I started that, and I was back in the sleeper just looking at Netflix, and after 20 minutes I feel the truck do this again, and I'm like, that was weird. So I'm starting to get out of the sleeper to go see what that is, and it does it again. And I hear a noise like somebody getting on my catwalk behind the sleeper here. So by that time I'm in the driver's seat, and I look in my mirror and I see two what appear to be teenage Mexican boys running along the length of my trailer, and I'm parked on the very end corner parking spot out in the middle of nowhere. There's no trucks parked next to me, and there's one or two parked perpendicular to me about 15 spots away. Anyway, I jump out to try and see what they're doing, and the boys are taking off, and they run around the corner of my truck and jump the ditch and climb the fence, and I see them disappear into the tree line behind my truck. And I take a wide walk all around my truck, and I don't see anything out of ordinary. And then a truck parked down from me pulled out, and he was pointing at the woods, and I couldn't hear him because my truck was idling so loud. And I walked over to him, and he said, those kids were trying to catch a ride. They were trying to get in your trailer. They're illegals. And I'm like, what? And he said, that's what they were. And he says, I'd watch it. And he pulls off and leaves. And about that time, Edinburg Police Department is coming around the corner, heading toward me. I didn't know he was heading toward me, but he was heading my direction, so I figure I'm going to ask him about it. So I walk toward him, and he pulls up to me, and I said, I had some guys that I think were trying to get in my trailer. And he said, yeah, we just got a phone call that there's approximately 15 illegals in the wood line trying to get into trucks. So he said, I'd like to take a look at your trailer. And I said, okay. So he pulls up, and I'm walking toward my trailer to open the door to him, and he says, hold on a second. And I notice he has his gun drawn. And I stop. I'm like, yeah. And he said, I have backup coming. Let's wait. And 30 seconds later, there's two more Edinburg police cruisers there. And they all get out, and they all got their guns drawn. And I'm like, what is going on? So he climbed up there, and he crawled all the way through my trailer. I heard him yelling back there, and then he climbed back out, and he was pouring with sweat. And he said, "Wow, it's hot in there." He said, "Dude." He said the trailer's clear, but he wanted to look in the compartment in the space above my tractor. I have a mid-roof tractor with a wind dam on the top of it for aerodynamics, and there's a pretty good space up there, empty space. And he said, "I want to look up there." So he propped himself up on the door of my trailer and climbed up in there with his flashlight, and he looked, and he said it was clear. But he showed me on the back of my cab where the dirt and dust was freshly taken off from feet or shoes. And he said those kids were up there. And which makes total sense now. When I felt that truck move, it was, I guess, when I did that regen and all that smoke started pouring out in there, they couldn't take it, and they jumped down and jumped on my catwalk and took off. And anyway, the Edinburgh police officers were as nice as could be, and he shook my hand and said he'll keep an eye on me, and I said, well, I'm going to move to a different spot, away from the wood line underneath the light. And he said, if I were you, I'd go across the street to the TA, because they have a police tower on a scissor lift there with lights on it. So guess where I am? I moved, and I'm parked right here underneath the tower, and we're highly visible. And he said that they're not gonna go near that tower. So I can't imagine wanting to get away from someplace so bad to be willing to risk your life. How would you even ride up there? And they don't even know where I'm going. They want to go somewhere so bad, they're just willing to go wherever this truck is going. Wow, crazy. But anyway, so that's my story, and I'm parked here waiting on my delivery tomorrow. Hopefully the rest of the evening and tomorrow is uneventful. Have a great day.